we had highlighted before. The match is going to begin, and I'm going to get your thoughts real quick, Lex, on this. Is huynh and Wardell. That is going to be the match I'm really looking forward to, because I think huynh has really come into his own in this Jett op role in the last few events.
Oh yeah, I mean, you and I spoke about it just a few moments ago before the cast started, and I really think this op battle is going to tell the story of this match. Now, yesterday we saw Dignitas really shut down across the map Wardell's ability to find entries here for TSM. So, you know, moving into the first pistol, I really think that it's imperative that TSM is able on this defensive side to build a bank early, get that op on Wardell, and this will be the test, of whether or not on the defensive side he can get the entries that his team needs to really be comfortable and maybe stack up some rounds to get an early lead.
So as far as compositions go, no shenanigans, no killjoy, none of the wonkiness. We're going to get some pretty standard comps here, mirrored across the board. You're going to have your two duelists. You'll have Phoenix with Jett. You're going to have Sova alongside Cypher, and Omen's kind of been the go-to now. And I like that early aggression from TSM. They do this a lot in the first few rounds, which is weird yesterday because they didn't do it all that often. They weren't playing that aggressive nature. But look at them, at MkaeL ready for this flank. He's prepared for it. That was so smart. Like, what are the chances of MkaeL staying back like that? So well done.
I mean, you said it. The TSM is so well known for pushing down short on ecos, anti-ecos, and pistols, and here it is. MkaeL knows picking up that first frag is huge. 5v4. The entire strategy from Gen.G has been blown. That information has been given, but being able to control shower side and short here, it really seems like Gen.G's back in control this round. We have a rotator moving off of A. I believe that's hazed from TSM, moving over to B, when in fact the A hit is going to be coming in probably in the next 15 to 20 seconds. Shower TP comes through. 3 players mounting towards that bathroom side. And I believe that's Wardell waiting just on the other side of that Phoenix. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, the combat's about to begin here in any moment now. They're waiting for the players to initiate on short first, and Wardell is going to get just paranoid and block vision. They are not checking their corners here. Finally, they're going to stop the carnage. Wardell goes down. Hayes in the back, some cool steady shots is going to give him at least 1 kill against effys. As he disengages, he has 1 HP and a literal dream. And then you have to take into consideration that it's going to be a 1v2 with a weakened member here, a weakened huynh and a weakened hazed. So they're kind of playing in the same circumstances. If Color gets his kill, that is going to be devastating. It's only going to leave huynh to be the player to have to make magic happen with 9 HP.
Oh my gosh, this is so tense for huynh now. He's got to get into position to maybe be able to play this post plant and live. He cannot sustain a full-on firefight, and he is going to fall to hazed coming out of heaven. That's a 1-tap to the back of the head. Clean round from clean pistol there from TSM, and what a round. I really am surprised that Wardell was able to find 2 on the shower exit right there. He got paranoid, curveball came out, full blind.
Yeah, like, he was in a position that I would normally expect Gen.G of all teams to check. Even the flash came out curved over in that direction, and no one was looking at that area. Like, bench is such a common area to hold, and the fact that they were not focusing on that is kind of bewildering.
Yeah, I wonder if they were just full focused on heaven. I mean, that initial firefight coming out, Wardell just had, it was slight hesitation on their part exiting that showers area, and he's just chilling at bench. Second or 2 later, the kills came in, and he actually almost took down huynh as well.
All right, this is going to be aggression.
Fast round here, yeah.
Yeah, they have no other choice but to try and fly into this one, play around this flash here. Cutler is going to be able to cut one down the side, looking for another one in Subroza. And an overall quick round this could very well become here, given that they're going to have the better guns. Only classics on the side of Gen.G, not really much that they can work with. One player still standing. It's player 1. Valiant effort. But TSM won that round in a blink of an eye.
4 live, little to no investment from Gen.G, so not a big deal. They're going to move into the most important round of the half so far. First gun round. This will be the bonus for TSM. They'll keep their SMGs, their Bulldog, by next regardless. If they steal away a win here, that'll be huge for their econ. However, it's really on Gen.G now to kind of set the pace, establish the default. I wonder if we'll see some aggression out of TSM. Maybe to try and get them these SMGs in play early. Wardell actually opting to pick up the op. That was a sentence.
Opting to op. There.
But I mean, serious investment coming out from him. Not really surprising. A little bit of a shower play coming in from the defensive side. MkaeL quick to give it up. Has the info there though. And they've tripped B side, so I anticipate that they're going to be moving back towards the A side of the map here soon. And 4 players now stacked up at short. The Gen.G squad walking contact up.
I got to watch out, though, for Jerome, who has an angle on him, and hazed has a cross here, too.
Got this paranoia in hand.
There goes that immediate push around. They don't look over toward the lamps area. They're going to get punished for that one, as Drone's going to be able to use that close-range SMG to his advantage. Subroza's going to be in the flank, and all of that commotion, he's inside of the portal room, and that will actually leave them needing to put an emphasis on that. But they know one is there, so they know that they can at least keep one player in that back for the time being. A kill on Cutler is going to be big for them. They won't have the camera. They won't have any of that utility from the Cypher to use, and Drone is just hiding this one out. Wardell doing the business against MkaeL with that op that he opted to pick up here in round 3.
Yeah, I mean, Drone just biding his time over here. The TP does come in. Both Gen.G players now moving towards B through hookah. There's no trips, no cam, nothing over here, so they're going to be able to get the bomb plant cleanly. Wardell will be the first TSM player to move in through CT in the CT rotation, and he'll have the op in hand, so it won't be able to push in right away. Subroza wins the duel against a 1 HP effys and hookah, and now it's a 1-on-3, all on PL1. Will not get it done. Drone cleans it up. Nice 3 players living from TSM on their bonus round. That's huge.
Yeah, and then their money's going to be great. They're also that op early round, right, for them. You knew that Wardell was going to go for that. I think if Gen.G did their homework, which clearly they did, if round 1 was any indication, it's no shocker that Wardell goes for a snipe early on to just try and add a little bit more pressure. But it ultimately just boiled down to the fact that that push was... again,
it was stalled for so long. Like, they contacted up short, and I think it was hazed inside of lamps here, was able to just kind of like hang out, play the off angle, used his paranoia, and actually caught a dink for free onto effys after he got his first kill, and was just able to kind of give a little bit of ground, delay them even further, and the SMGs were able to just come over. Wardell finds a pick. Suddenly it's a 2-on-3, and Wardell with another huge entry out of hookah on a PL1. Now, they're just on pistols here, however. Still... great spot for them to be put in when Wardell's putting up 2 early frags on the round. Subroza catching a dink, but he's going to be able to heal himself up.
That was a jiggle from GMD too. He was going for the jump to see if he can get some intel. You just can't really do that against Wardell. He's going to punch that every time, and huynh does not have a clear way to get into Wardell's face here. So with only a shorty, the only real option is to try and tailwind into Wardell, but Wardell has that thing lined up. He knows exactly where he was going to be coming, and he hits him with a clothesline from hell. That was crazy. Very well done, and now with only 2 players left, very weakened. 1 kill, at least on Wardell, but they'll save that. Yeah, they'll save that up.
Seemed a little random, firing through that cage. You know what? Gen.G has been, you know, of all the eco rounds so far, you know, we're on round 5 here, but TSM has handled it extremely well. I mean, in contrast to yesterday and some rounds where TSM was finding themselves in the economic advantage, giving up picks early, and here's Wardell just shutting things down. You know, I mentioned that I really think he's going to have a standout all-star highlight reel game. And so far, 6-3-2, not a bad start.
Yeah, certainly a Wardell that we didn't get to see all that much yesterday. Dignitas did manage to thwart any kind of momentum that he was going to be able to build up. TSM have certainly gone back to the drawing board with this. Now Subroza is going to use this, run it back. Recon does find one player. Gets the kill. Might get... the fact that he just gets player 1 down to just a sliver of HP is massive there as well. He's done his job.
Yeah, I mean, this is a Gen.G on a default against an opping Wardell. This is a tough spot to be in. You're basically requiring every agent around the map to be working for themselves and surviving by themselves. And Wardell finding the pick early, and then beyond that, lack of a trade coming out. Almost getting the kill in a PL1 as well. So, nice play so far from TSM. hazed finding a nice cheeky kill through the smoke on a MkaeL, and there's still players waiting on the other side of that smoke, and he knows it. So, as this drone play comes towards hookah, Subroza takes the challenge onto effys, and of course he wins.
While being tagged, by the way. Takes that while being tagged. So, he knew exactly where he was, what he was going to do, and he still managed to pick up the kill.
Yeah, when you're getting scanned like that, there is an opportunity to be aggressive and throw your opponent off with their own crosshair placement, and I feel like Subroza knew that and just challenged effys straight up. Wins the duel. 5-on-2 now. PL1 and huynh are stumped. 20 seconds. This will be a save out of them.
Yeah, they have no choice. They got to hold on to this op.
I think TSM hunts here, right? Like, they're sneak hunting already through short. You know, Subroza taking his time coming around through the caves, and I imagine they'll push through showers here in a moment. I wonder whether or not they're going to be able to get there in time, and hazed is actually finally letting go of the walk key. Any moment now, huynh will make contact. There's the first. Hazed falls. Still 2 weapons up here for Gen.G.
This smoke's going to come down in a second. He's going to die. Good. Okay, he had a second cloudburst there to play that one around. So that was good, just blocking that vision. Desperation, they needed to hold on to that up. And, you know, they'll also have Blade ready. They'll have a few ultimates online too. But this opening play there with the run it back from Subroza was just so good.
Oh man, I kept calling him Wardell during that round, my apologies. But Subroza's push there, I mean, the fact that he's not being supported by a teammate, this really just seemed like Subroza being able to take one-on-one challenges throughout the round. Like, no trades are there. PL1 was out of position and caught off guard with the fact that GMD was being pushed in the first place. You know, beautiful play so far from the Phoenix on Subroza as well. Getting instantly aggressive out of Hookah just one more time. Gets the info that, you know, there is a spread on the map. Knowing that there's players outside of Showers and outside of Hookah means, you know, this is a potential default round. Play it slow. And, you know, I think MkaeL's been doing a good job of asserting some A presence here, but I would like to see them pressure a little bit more on the A site as they're working B. And I think, you know, for the most part, Gen.G has been disjointed in a lot of their singular pushes. So TSM has been rightfully exploiting that.
I think that's because of the fact that at the start of that last round, you even saw that Subroza gleefully just pushed out of Hookah with no worries in the world because he had run it back. And they're winning, as you had highlighted, those individual 1v1s on those defaults, and that has been causing a lot of disruption for Gen.G. They're never in a position to get comfortable, and TSM's never allowing them to do that. That was something that Dignitas did against TSM yesterday, where TSM they actually weren't playing their aggression to their advantage. Instead, they were just hanging out, you know, playing a little further back on side, and Dignitas was taking full advantage of that. It seems like TSM have certainly woken up from that reality. Now we're going to get a Hunter's Fury coming in here. No connections quite yet, but GMD does manage to get a headshot against Cutler. Rosa is going to be tagged, and because of that, it doesn't matter that he was going to be blocked there by that enemy cyber cage. He was going to be visible. He had no sight of this, and this is going to be looking like a Gen.G round win if they keep this one going. They have to apply this pressure. They know where the last 2 players are for TSM, tucked away in the back here on defensive side. And I don't think that Gen.G are going to want to take any risks. They're going to want to play the angles and see if Wardell maybe gets a little reckless. And they can because their economy's so good. Like, they're going to be okay with that. And some kills would just certainly be a plus for them here.
Right. After saving those 2 weapons, I mean, they kind of forced a little bit into this round with some pistols. Actually, Wardell and Hayes coming in with 2 kills of their own. Suddenly, this is a 2-on-2, an extremely winnable win there with the knives out, scaring Hazed, and PL1 capitalizes on his indecision. And now 1-on-2, Wardell with knives out of his own is going to be pushing back towards B long. Going to go ahead and hop to save the operator. Beautiful round there from Gen.G. Win will fall, but at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is you very, very much need a round on the board, and there is one. And you did it on a round where, you know, you weren't going to have full utility, you weren't going to have full armor and weapons, and now they're on a full buy again, and you know, they may have just found a weakness over at the B bomb site. Playing extremely passive with Subroza inside of the tube on B. And then you had Cutler playing off the cam at elbow. So this kind of like lack of a crossfire going on there. Easily smoked off and isolated with Subroza. And so you found a couple, I think it was a ghost kill and then a sheriff kill from PL1.
No, sheriff kill from GMD. It's first of the game, as a matter of fact.
And you know what? Now it's 5-1. Gen.G is suddenly alive in this game.
They do have an opportunity, and if there's a squad that can climb themselves out of this hole, it certainly would be Gen.G, but Wardell has been a thorn on their side. Really, the Hookah plays in general, and I like that they're doubling up on Hookah, giving up long completely, because that really hasn't been much of a focus for Gen.G. They haven't been prioritizing long, which is something that they could potentially change up here, but the full investment that we're starting to see, and the fact that you have 2 players dancing around this, they have been owning Hookah this entire time. There's simply just been nothing that Gen.G could do to try and stop it. Like, he had 1 kill that GMD managed to get in that last round, but that was like really it. Yes, they were able to win Hookah because of that as a result, but now TSM knows this, so they invest a lot to hold it.
I think GMD, you know, when he got picked just now, I'm pretty sure Win got wallbanged through GMD. I mean, he's on 2 HP right now, not sure, but the fact of the matter is, Win low, GMD falls, excellent pick from Wardell, and, you know, they do have Hunter's Fury to work with. This is a potential round where they can actually get onto B and maybe put the bomb down, but, you know, Sova's all the way over at A. I think that's Subroza finding the pick onto Win. You know, 5v3.
Oh my God!
And an absolutely stellar headshot coming on a PL1 from Subroza. Yassine is on fire. 5-on-2. This is all but over. Wrapped up around here for TSM. 15 seconds left on the clock. I would be surprised to see these gentlemen go for it.
Subroza's on. Oh, he's going to catch him. Okay, I was about to say he's about to catch him while he was all Katniss and stuff. Anyway, here's the thing. Some things that have actually been throwing me off here is the fact that, yes, they are utilizing, or they're trying to utilize GMD, and it depends on like what the buys were and what they were using, but they're not really playing around paranoia. And I feel like
know why.
If they paranoia hookah, they have an opportunity to try and push that and force him away, because they're like, I don't know if necessarily the flash is going to be good to handle that. They could flash out of hookah to be able to get some presence on site. But why not invest that paranoia there?
I mean, player one was outside of hookah almost that entire round, so there's no reason. I mean, maybe he just did not have it that round. I didn't get to see his utility. You know, we won't write that off. But the idea that maybe you're pushing towards hookah, you do have the flashes on Phoenix, but you have to expect an initial contact from Wardell at either long B or hookah. And right there, it just shows, you know, the preparedness out of Gen.G is just seemingly lacking right now. And there it is, PL1 lining up that paranoia. You know, getting hookah control now is, you know, playing 3 players towards B is TSM, and you know, the run it back going down long B.
In this corner, man.
Gets all the info, but he doesn't actually see anybody from Gen.G outside of hookah.
So what they do get out of that, though, is that Subroza, who has traditionally been playing hookah for them, decided to send it over toward long B, thinking that potentially Gen.G were going to do the same thing. Instead, they're going to just turtle inside. Now they're going to start this play here. This is their opportunity to just catch them off guard and do the same thing that won them that first round in the beginning. Cutler does manage to get that kill as GMD was trapped inside of that trap wire. But the neuro uplink might actually be able to be, I was going to say be a benefit here, but Cutler manages to just win out yet another fight in a great angle.
Cutler seems on point right now. That was almost a second kill here from him. Win finds one onto hazed. This is a 2-on-3 retake scenario for both Wardell and Subroza from that long B position. A strange round. I mean, Gen.G finding their way to the B bomb site. MkaeL will take down Wardell, and now it's a 1-on-3. Subroza still alive at long B. Such a strange situation. GMD throwing that firewall up outside of hookah to push onto the B bomb site. Pushing the right side of site was the entirety of Gen.G. And now Subroza creeping out of the bomb site. And to stalk some prey. He knows that one player in hookah. That's going to find Win, catching 2 bullets to the face of the Phantom. And 1v2. This is actually still, I mean, it's still a Gen.G situation. Subroza's finding one more. Can he find the last one? You know,
he's making this expensive for them.
Absolutely going to at least secure some deaths there on the Gen.G side, keep their economy in check. TSM valiant effort on the retake, but they're still up 6-2. Not a heartbreaker of a lost round at all. And the fact that you wiped out all 5 weapons, there's a silver lining there that at least they can still be happy about that.
Yeah, this play just from the jump up, and they did exactly what we were hoping that they were going to do, right? Use that curveball, come out of hookah. The blaze wall was actually a really smart play too. It's just the dreaded trap wire, man.
Yeah.
Like there's never anything that you could do. Once you make that push happen and you're the Phoenix and you get trap wired, you're like, come on, man, this isn't fair.
Right, and I mean, just typically when teams are moving out of hookah, you got to use everything at your disposal to make sure you're not getting crossfired. And right there, I mean, like you said, the tripwire just showing off why Cypher is so strong. He's over here. A little bit of contact with MkaeL, nothing out of the ordinary.
They got a recon dart there too to tell them where Phoenix was, so that gave them some confidence on this push.
I think they're contacting up short A again here. Any moment now, hazed is going to find the first duel onto MkaeL. Came a little bit sooner than expected, but Wardell already keen to it. Finds one on the win, posts up again for another. PL1 falls, and now both players are at lamps, facing a uphill battle in a 2v5 with no bomb in hand. GMD finds one on a drone, though, and Wardell misses his next opportunity. Recon dart comes out. GMD finds another, and suddenly this is a 2-on-3. hazed is low. He'll actually find one on an effys. So GMD now stuck in a 1v3, finds another one on a Subroza. This will be the ace clutch for the round win.
He's able to do it. First needs a heal. The advantage of having Phoenix, you're able to use your own fire to work for you. Now, he has run it back, but the issue is they know exactly where he is. So if he does try to run it back, they will have clear indication as to where that was happening.
True.
And they can shut that down the moment he comes around. But this is a very winnable situation for GMD. Both players for TSM are going to be dangerously weak. He's going to creep the corner. He gets a kill. He's now going to be looking for another one, but can play around this dark cover to his advantage. Is it going to be enough, though? He only has a few seconds to work around with, and what a play from GMD for the ace. Oh, my word.
Omen going absolutely huge in that round, finding an essentially ace clutch victory for Gen.G. The Phoenix doing all the work there. Well done, GMD. That was hot. Wardell finding a couple op picks. This looked easy. This looked easy hold, like an easy hold for TSM. You know, and then even when it's on a 1-on-3, I'm counting GMD out, and here he is, couching it, timing onto hazed, and then just some beautiful, beautiful challenges.
Dude,
Wardell
wow.
getting outplayed there at the end as well.
And Wardell actually wasn't in the wrong to go for that because he heard the footsteps. He knew that he had no options, so it's either just save or, you know, that's it. And GMD had the indication that Wardell was going to be tucked away. He didn't challenge him at the bench. He wasn't taking him the fight, and it's Wardell, so you know he's going to go for the shot.
Yeah, I
what a
mean,
play.
The risks that were taken right there from TSM obviously cost them dearly, but the fact that GMD had the wherewithal to make them pay for it is just so impressive. Well done to him. 6-3 now is the score. TSM still firmly in the lead, but that is some life greatly needed blown back into the souls of Gen.G, who, you know, this hasn't really looked like a commanding side at any point for them on their attack. So huge round coming up from GMD. Sets up Huynh the next round with his operator to find a pick onto hazed. 5-on-4 now. Gen.G poised to strike at the A bomb site as Wardell is already flanked through B.
They're going to go and trade for this. A double swing comes through, and that was a really smart play. But now what could be even smarter is the fact that Wardell's on the flank. There is a trap wire there. Whether or not that will be a problem for them to deal with, as Wardell is kind of just playing this one out slowly. He's now by himself. He has no other options. They manage to win out on A side cleanly, get that spike down, and now Gen.G, you know, they're getting back into this. I think a 7-7. Let me see here. Yeah, I think like 6-6 obviously is the best that they could possibly get out of this. Maybe even 7-5 wouldn't be all that bad for Gen.G.
They don't have the most defensive comp, which is okay, but the fact of the matter is, like, you are hoping for at least 4 or 5 here. So the fact that they're poised to get this fourth one, almost no hope at all for Wardell to be able to at least maybe find an exit or two here. Consolation prizes, but nonetheless, I had literally just been speaking to the point that Gen.G's been struggling this half, and they come out with a commanding and dominant performance. Huynh finding that entry onto hazed on the A bomb site really just opened things up, and the short contact, they've gone to it a few different times where it's not quite an execute. They're just slowly creeping up short with Sova utility, and it worked out. It paid off. 6-4 now. TSM on the ropes.
One thing that they do have going for them has been Wardell on fire today at the start of this. 13-5 to kick things off. On the opposite side, you know, we highlighted that matchup between Huynh and Wardell, and no question Wardell has been winning that op battle every single time that they've encountered one another. Just the confidence that he has to go for the challenge. But now we're going to get another taste of this op battle here. Huynh has the hard angle. Wardell creeps this if he still manages to get it, but Huynh manages to hold on and will win a big fight there against Wardell. Just as we were highlighting that matchup, it's almost as if we're geniuses.
Big oof, man. Wardell absolutely knows that there's a likelihood that somebody is there holding that angle. He's prepared. He swings into it, and his crosshair placement is just off by the slightest angle. Huynh has the better of him. 5v4 now, and TSM, you know, struggling to get back on their feet.
They don't know he's in heaven. He's going to hit him with a fat paranoia. But wait a minute, though. hazed is now aware, and he knows exactly where player one's going to be located. He has to worry about him. While that's going on, MkaeL actually swoops in and manages to pick up hazed. Now it's going to be Subroza alongside with Cutler. As Subroza goes in, he's now revealed his position. They're just going to be tucked away. Big win for Cutler. This is now going to be absolutely winnable for TSM, but Huynh has been on fire. Cutler's going to reveal where both of those players are going to be located, but with 10 HP, doesn't really have much room to work around with here. They're not going to be revealing themselves. He does have an indication where Huynh is now. And that is a very clean round for 10 HP. There just wasn't much he could do. He tried to make a play happen.
I was going to say, like, maybe this is the opportunity for him to just save this. Like, I have no doubt in Cutler's capability of clutching that, but 10 HP, bombs maybe a quarter of the way ticked, so that you do have the opportunity to still defuse. But at that point, like, we're looking towards last round, and okay, the buy actually seems just fine. So maybe I was overstating the lack of economic stability on the TSM side. Yeah, they're going to have a full buy coming out. I mean, Cutler's going to be forced onto the Spectre, so maybe I'm right there. Maybe you should have kept that Phantom, but nonetheless, 6-5, an excellent half turning out to be for Gen.G. This will be huge. Subroza opting to go grab that orb, maybe push himself a little bit closer towards that ult. And, you know, I haven't talked much about him yet today, but player one struggled a little bit yesterday, but his squad now leading from the front, TPing into heaven there on that last round. cracking open that A-bomb site for, I think, the second or third round in a row that they've done that. So a change of pace now that they're working up long B.
Which they haven't really done all that much, right, in this
They've opted
half.
for hookah control almost every single time they've even leaned towards B. They haven't touched long B almost at all. So, you know, on a timing now, maybe they could catch off Subroza, but they're being very patient. Very patient, maybe throwing a little bit of a fake towards it. Hazed is actually pushing at Shower, so there's a limited timing for them to actually make something happen here before Subroza is just going to know.
Now the push. They do manage to get at least one. Color's going to use that SMG to great effect, playing inside a garden, but huynh with the blades connects right into his face. One player's going to be tucked away inside of hookah. They're now looking to weigh out what their options are going to be here as they are diving right into B. huynh is inside of the thick of things. Wardell waiting the angle here. It's going to be a 1v1 again, and he wins that fight here in the last round of the half as Wardell just continues to dance around with danger, gets another kill with that op to close it 7-5. But for Gen.G, they turned what was looking like a bit of a butt slapping into a respectable half for them.
They looked like they were on shaky foundations early on in this half. I mean, following pistol and first couple of eco rounds, first gun round came out, and it was like, wow, they're just going to get pushed this entire game. And honestly, I think it was the next gun round was the same thing. It was like 3 rounds in a row. Subroza pushed out of hookah. Wardell going for a couple different op peaks.
5 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, and then just to be able to turn around that half and just be like, okay, we're going to win a couple challenges, we're going to contact together and play together. And that's like a contrasting performance within the span of minutes to where they're playing solo everywhere to, you know, stacking 3 and 4 players at a spot, making sure that they're getting the trades, following up and putting the bomb down quickly on the bomb site. 7-5 half, not a bad job from Gen.G. And I think like the highlight performance out of that half has to be Wardell, right? Like TSM,
for sure,
you know, needing him so badly yesterday against Dignitas, and he didn't really play terribly at all. He had a decent game, but it seemed like they had all the answers against him. And here, Gen.G moving into this pistol, all the pressure on them to bring this back and take map 1.
This is giving them a lot of information. Cutler, though.
Deja vu?
Yeah, a little bit of that, right? Color waiting around for that push on market. I like that lurk play from him. There is going to be some pressure coming in, though, from hookah. They are none the wiser to this as well. He's got to secure these shots. Gets one. Looking for a second. GMD gets 2 kills there, and now it's just left down to the lurker, to Cutler. So that play fell apart, and even though he managed to get the one on the lurk, that just was not going to do it. That was not enough. Well done by GMD to put himself in a position for success.
Absolutely. That must have been effys definitely didn't see what happened last game to whoever pushed through short. Literally was the exact same scenario. That said, GMD with the patience here, the weapon control to just take his time, secure those frags. Excellent job. MkaeL and PL1 chime in with 1 each of their own. And, you know, I mentioned player 1 was struggling yesterday. He's not having the best game here today, but if Gen.G can scrape out a win, who cares about that? Huge round coming out from, you know, the beginning of this half. Starting out on the defensive side with the pistol round win and being able to secure some economy. I mean, I almost feel like TSM needs to come away with some kills here in these eco rounds to at least get themselves an opportunity into securing this half as well.
With that pistol round, man, I mean, they're now within striking distance. They're right there.
7-6, close game. You definitely don't want to see Gen.G cleanly come away with these anti-ecos and be in a situation where they're stacked with ops and money really early on in this half.
Ooh, that actually would have been a very nice flash if he gets it through the crack. Like, there's just no way for you to...
Right.
Like, everyone would have been touched by that.
I think this map and maybe Haven are like 2 of the maps that double opping is very strong on. Actually, here comes the execute. Smoke's coming onto the site. TSM's going to push in. MkaeL finds 1 kill on hazed with the scan dart on the smoke. Color actually finding a classic kill back onto MkaeL, and 4v4, the retake is on now as Wardell barely gets that bomb
double
down.
Damage with that, too. I think he hit, he hit Wardell and he hit Drone.
Yep, 2 low HP players now for TSM. Effys droning out for the retake, does not realize that all 3 of 4 players are in that Lamps U-Haul position. Only 1 towards Showers now. GMD pushes in, sure to catch some heat in just a moment. Shots being fired, traded back and forth. Catches a dink onto himself, but he lives, finds 1 on a drone. Cutler falls. Wardell actually swinging in from behind. Finds 1, effys cleans it up. And 3 members survive for Gen.G, so not a bad anti-eco. They do concede the bomb plant, which, you know, I think is acceptable as long as you're securing the round win, but not a bad showing from TSM either.
Yeah, TSM did the best that they could with a bad situation. They were really waiting, I think it was Subroza in showers. Yeah. They were waiting on him to be the one to strike, and they, unfortunately, right, with the better guns, with them having vision and them pretty much checking all the angles that they possibly could, didn't really give them much wiggle room to try and execute on that. Now, though, we're going to get some guns for TSM. Ooh. Most importantly, Wardell is going to have an op, not a glass cannon op. He's going to have that and at least 25 armor to work around with. Let's see how he plays this.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Gen.G, PL1 has to rebuy, and he buys himself a Phantom, and then you have huynh on the operator. This round is huge. If Gen.G loses this, they're going to have to save again next round. This is their bonus. This is the round where they can afford to lose, technically, economically speaking, as long as they don't overbuy into it, but they have. So, you know, if TSM can find a foothold in this half, it's right here, right now in this round. And aggressively peeking down long B is huynh. He knows there's nobody over there on that side of the map. I wonder now whether they're going to move that third player over at B back towards A, as surely TSM's going to be moving towards A here.
Wardell's just fishing for an angle, but both players are going to be near lamps. And that elbow cubby. effys waiting this one out. MkaeL's got that perspective with the camera. The flash came through, so he saw that. So now you're going to get a lot of communication and also, most importantly, some contact here. effys is going to get one. He gets himself 2 out of that. But it's Drone who answers back instead. So both Sovas managing to get 2 kills for their respective teams. Spike is down now. Subroza has a great angle to try and deal with this player that's going to be coming out of the defender side spawn. Wardell also is going to be there to support. Has revealed where he is, but are they going to be focused on the fact that Subroza is there as well? If Wardell just holds this angle, which rightly is so, they are going to block it now. They have to deal with Rosa. Rosa has just a beautiful spot. huynh looking to turn into some magic here, but I just don't think it's going to be all that possible. This high investment round for Gen.G has gone sour for them. They have to hold on to this op. They have no other choice, and they will have to concede this to TSM.
Yeah, this is definitely a must-save scenario. Excellent entries coming out from Drone. Huge round, man. TSM able to come up with a, you know, an unlikely, you know, first half where, you know, Wardell's playing exceptionally, but they still concede 5 rounds. I didn't necessarily see that coming. So the fact of the matter is, Gen.G coming out with the first pistol, cleaning up the first eco round. You know, I feel like the confidence should be flowing on Gen.G, and unfortunately, TSM is just, I mean, Subroza is all confidence right now. He's all, I mean, look at this play. effys getting 2, feels like he's still good. Drone just cleans him and another up, and then Subroza, like, this the level of confidence you need to be able to play like that. And actually, like, GMD had some excellent movement to bait out the op shot. They had nice teamwork, smoking the front of showers, making sure they weren't going to get picked coming in. But they had all but accounted for the fact that somebody could be close. So,
yeah,
you know, Subroza taking the opportunity to make it, I mean, what I would call a risky play, like pushing up close to CT like that.
But he can do that because he knows Wardell is there, and they're going to be more focused on the fact that Wardell's alive, right?
True.
So once they get the eyes on that, once that snipe came through, they're like, oh yeah, they're going to have Wardell holding this, and Subroza's like, ha, joke's on you, we're both here.
Yeah, I mean, there's playing against an opper with, you know, the skill and the strength that Wardell has. There is an intimidation factor a lot of the time when you know that he's likely to be posted on an angle that you have. I mean, like I mentioned it, but GMD threw a couple fantastic jiggle peeks to not die. hazed finding an aggressive push from GMD right off the start of the round. huynh has also walked up with that operator, but hasn't found anything yet. He's going to get paranoid off the angle, but hazed does not push or capitalize on it. So this is actually also incredible information that's going to be able to be given by huynh towards his teammates, but the rotation is just not there. They have the information, they know they're not towards A, and yet there's still 3 members of Gen.G on the bomb site waiting as Subroza is pushing his ult through the bomb site. Any moment now they could be putting the bomb down, and I gotta wonder, okay, finally somebody's moving off. But all of TSM is now at B, planting the bomb. MkaeL finds one out of Subroza. Suddenly this is a 4-on-4 retake. Wardell getting pinged by the cam there, up on boost with Jett. A dominant post-plant position, but certainly a risky one. He opts to fall back and hold an off angle. MkaeL biding his time, waiting for his teammates to finally arrive back from A. huynh has finally gotten through the defender spawn. And I do not see a way that Gen.G can come in here and retake this, but any moment now it will be coming out.
It's going to be very difficult for them to do so. Those shocks didn't get anything, but the paranoia is actually going to be saved, so that is going to be the window of opportunity. Wardell, though, does manage to stuff down one. It's going to be up to Drone. Drone has been on fire this game, and Cutler had his buddies back, and that will be TSM walking away with another win here in a big moment. And yeah, you know, you're right. They really just their window of opportunity was paranoia. They were waiting for it. The problem was that they knew exactly where they were. They knew that at no point they were going to be pressured from hookah or even back elbow. Like, they knew everyone was going to be coming through there given how much time was left.
Right, and I mean, dude, even, I wonder if he was minimized or lagged out or something. I mean, they had literally planted the bomb before huynh left that angle at short A. So I'm wondering, like, whether or not he had a technical difficulty or bad comms or something that went on there that maybe prevented the rotations from happening. But on the other hand, that was the second round in a row that I've seen them lean towards the opposite side of the map that TSM is presently working. So aggressive down long B right off the bat. Drone is going to catch heat and catches a hot one from player one who drops him. 4-on-4, they are able to recover the weapon in that as well. So suddenly things are looking good for Gen.G on this round, but knowing time is of the essence, TSM has pushed hard up short A and are going to be planting the bomb here behind truck. huynh knows, he can hear it. He's still holding control of this lamps position, but spread out on the bomb site now. Wardell getting aggro up over at the heaven area, making sure to cut off rotations and perhaps even check flank. That said, 2 rotators going to be coming in now. Clean, easy, delicious eco frags for Wardell any moment. effys will be getting his. Cutler might want that. There it is.
Yeah, Cutler ended up getting it, and huynh has been just living inside of lamps this whole time, like playing around this, hoping he can get at least 1 kill, rip away a gun.
Heartbreak. Can't find the one.
Player one's going to want to reveal this weapon.
No, he should hang on to this as much as he can. Yep. Finds one in a Subroza, which, you know what, man? Sometimes an exit frag, while meaningless in terms of the impact of the round, sometimes it just makes you feel good. Maybe that's that confidence boost right now that PL1 needs.
True, because he has been struggling a bit in this game. Now we're going to get a lot of ultimates online here. I can see Gen.G trying to hold back a push with Hunter's Fury, but for TSM, they're going to want to open up the site with that. Although Wardell has certainly been doing his job, as well as Subroza, they've been meticulous in every single approach that they have had thus far. While there have had some, I guess, a slow start on the attack, it has started to come to fruition that TSM, they're in a really, really powerful position right now. They're looking good. They're feeling good. They know that this round as well, it's going to be super important for Gen.G, and I think because of that, you'll see some more safety. But huynh, he's going to be going for this aggressive angle here, and the reason why this works is because they didn't know he did this last round too.
Right.
So he'll continue to hang out here for a moment.
Hunter's Fury coming out from effys and drone at the same time. We have a Sova duel. This is my favorite thing. Unfortunately, they do not connect more than once.
You like Sova duel or Drone Wars? Because I like Drone
Cypher
Wars.
v Cypher is my favorite. I want to see cam on cam,
Oh, cam on cam.
Those
That's
are my
an
favorite.
epic battle, man. I wish the cam still had guns.
That's my favorite mirror matchup.
Staring at
That's
each
it.
other.
I mean, we're at 5 out of 6 orbs here for Subroza, and we just burned the Hunter's Fury off of drone, so I wonder whether or not they're going to bring Subroza back over to the other side of the map, maybe to collect an orb and entry with it. But they are grouping towards A now, and they are doing this on every map, and I love it. Drone is faking with his drone up long B onto the B bomb site, and it's not drawing a rotation because they're wise to it, but huynh is going to find this entry onto Subroza unknowingly in that corner. Finally it pays off. It's very patient that he's been there for as long as he has. Hazed also getting dominated by the blades from above. huynh, excellent play so far in this round, finding 2, and the aggression from Guman almost clips. I think that was Wardell, but falling back safely, able to escape.
He does a sizable amount of damage to Wardell there in that engagement, and that actually was a really great play from huynh. The credit goes to him because Cloudburst stayed alive. He gave himself some more wiggle room to work with, and even though he was forced away, he still had the tailwind. He never invested it for the get-out-of-jail-free card there. He stayed up, relied on the blades, used the updraft when he needed to.
And even the Molotov that was like burning him briefly and
he just still stayed calm. Updraft. He knew that he was going to get pushed because they figured that they were going to have to make a move. But this play right here, I mean, that was the round as the carnage boiled down.
Incredibly smart play, and wow. He had no idea. I think part of that is I mean, the tailwind kind of masks the sound of the updraft sometimes, and especially if like people are shooting, you can't really get the sense of where it is that you're hearing that, and hazed just had no clue. 10-8 now. Gen.G still on this defensive side. Still, I would call it the easier side of this this bind map, especially once huynh has that op in hand. But still letting drone just kind of solo work this B side of the map, and he throws his drone through to at least get the info, gain a little bit of map control, and show that presence to the other team. And the answer now from Gen.G is to just straight up walk push down long B. They know something's up. They know they should be stacking towards the A bomb site. And once again, they know they're not B and they are not rotating, but finally player one uses his ult to do so. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Love to see it.
They really needed to get some more bodies there to support them. effys, a clean hit there. And now what happened last time was that both of these players were playing around Lance, and then they both got picked by Drone at the same time. That was something that they avoided this time around. That's a plus. MkaeL, nice shot onto Cutler from a distance on bench to handle that business.
And the bomb doesn't go down, so now that this is a 2-on-4, they have to move across the A bomb site just to recover the spike. So, you know, you do have effys, low HP. Potential now for TSM to take their time and maybe get back into this, but there's only 30 seconds remaining on this clock and just outside of
They're
the
going to go
lamps.
for TP, I think. No.
I don't think they're going to get the opportunity to. Subroza's here to deny it, and at least the cam is going to save them from an unsuspecting push, and MkaeL's able to nail a headshot on Subroza, and cleaned up on the round is Wardell from Gumond. Excellent round from Gen.G.
My only inclination, if they would have went TP, which they were playing really cautious. They had to make a play there. They just tried to bait out that spike. Was that had they done that, huynh would have been right there waiting for them.
Yeah.
So that actually would have been either way. Like they had every single box checked. Gen.G, they knew that they had that round locked down. So now TSM find themselves, you know, still looking okay. They have a round lead. They're still playing incredibly well. But this was big for Gen.G. Their economy, they needed to win that last round, and now they're going to start to feel a little bit more comfortable.
Oh, I think you're absolutely right on that point. I mean, at this point now it's 10-9, and you're starting to feel it. Your defensive side is suddenly clicking a little bit. This has got to be full-on confidence for Gen.G, and as these rounds tend to slip away from TSM, you know, if it continues to trend that way, I wonder whether or not they're going to be, you know, succumbing to their own frustrations and their own inability to get things done on the attack side. So, you know, probably looking, I mean, huynh pushed out of this hookah position. I didn't even notice that he was there until it was too late. And Subroza, finding a similar consideration was made for him, did not realize that position was being occupied. Didn't even think to clear it. Nice pick, nice entry from huynh. 5v4 now. TSM once again finding themselves man down in a game where typically Wardell puts them in the opposite situation. So 5v4, an uncharacteristic look from TSM, but PL1 finding another one on the drone as the A push comes out, and GMD sitting right behind this dark cover.
Oh my God, GMD had at least two opportunities to get that, but Wardell gets two.
Oh my goodness.
What? GMD had so many windows to push that and punish, but instead he was just waiting around. He was waiting for his team. He was just going to take that calm route, and sometimes against Wardell, you simply cannot do that.
You know, 2-on-3 situation here. Gen.G might opt to maybe just play this slow, see if they get the kill, and if they don't, probably opt to save, especially with how much time has already ticked away on this bomb. It's of the essence now. But
going to run into Wardell. Ooh,
yeah,
Wardell
this challenge really is going to be it. If he gets it, it's on. But ever so slowly, they work up and are finding no contact. Actually, Wardell whiffs one.
Yeah,
and they're going to have to save there. Okay. I'm honestly, you know how vocal I am on Twitter about how I think the op needs to be reconsidered in this game in some ways.
Yes, we know, Lex.
But dude, I'm going to play my own devil's advocate here. I don't want him to touch it just because I want to see Wardell do that more and more as this game kind of progresses.
See,
like, he's
I
so
like that you're
fun to watch.
approaching this with the mind of a caster, okay?
I mean, I can appreciate what's fun to watch and what's cool, man. Like, a lot of the annoying things in this game, most people, I think they're fantastic to watch, including Wardell just dominating with the operator there at A. He's 20-9.
Yeah.
Stand-up performance from him. I mean, at this point, regardless of the outcome of this match, I think this is a stark contrast and certainly a redemption arc for Wardell in comparison to yesterday. But I'm impressed so far with him. I think Gen.G still has the momentum, but that was a little bit of a crushing round and certainly put a stop to the dominance that they've shown so far in this half. He's pushing
this last round
early
too.
Info, yeah.
Yeah, he did this last round, and this is going to give them just a ton of knowledge here. But on the rival side of that, Drone also managed to get some intel too. A full stack inside of hookah. You got 4 players there. Spike is going to be joining him in a little bit, and you know, I wasn't like a big fan of them actually going for that, but I like the fact that they just put some fear into them, and now they're going to disengage out of this.
So Drone has been conditioning them all game long that he's going to throw this little drone fake, and he's going to, you know, nobody's actually here, it's just me. Like, you can see it on your mini map, hold a rotator. And then they actually, right before the dark cover dropped, Subroza intentionally swung in front of the smoke so they spotted him and not the Sova. First dash comes up short. effys is ready for Wardell. He falls. as hazed trades him out, and now it's a 4-on-4, and the A bomb site is almost vacant. But this huynh operator still inside of showers is poking out now through the Molotov, drops the planner, and it's valuable. But suddenly this is a 3-on-3 with 30 seconds left. TSM still has plenty of time to plant. Certainly not a round winner, and the sacrifice may not have been worth it. That said, MkaeL has pushed in through CT with the aid of GMD, and now this is an easily retakeable situation for Gen.G if they play correctly. They've got smokes, they've got flashes.
They have to double swing this, and they managed to get that trade there.
Okay.
But Drone is there, and he's been on fire.
Man.
And that is the reason why, even though we've been praising Wardell and even just that pressure that Subroza was doing, I really do think that the MVP of this game has been Drone.
Wow.
The conditioning that you had mentioned at the start of the round that he's been doing on B side, just constantly putting pressure onto them. And then he's always going to be good for for 2 kills. Like, it's just wild. And then
So
you have this
smart.
sacrifice from huynh that ultimately was all for naught.
Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate the confidence there and the knowledge that, like, hey, I can stop the plant here. I think I can live. It's probably just one player on the site holding that angle. And unfortunately, like with the Molotov there, somebody actually was there ready for the kill. I mean, the trade came out instantly, so he died to the Molotov, no question about it. Sacrifice not worth it. Hazed is actually going to get picked right off the bat from him, though. huynh not happy about the outcome of the last round. And it's necessary and it's needed. 12-9. Subroza running it back outside of hookah, but Drone's going to get the scan and through the dark cover. PL1 getting his head ripped off. Nice kill, nice start to this round for both teams, and unfortunately, I mean, there's a lot of utility that's already been dispensed, and it's just going to come down to these raw gunfights once these cages fall. And Subroza and MkaeL both trading kills back and forth. 3-on-3 now. It's all neck and neck in this round, and Gen.G needs it for their survival in this map. I wonder whether or not TSM is going to opt to fall all the way back towards A. Drone is going to hang out in this hookah position for just a bit longer, maybe continue the fake with a recon dart. But I believe it's just effys over there at the A bomb site,
and they
so
know
they'll
2
fall to
are
him
on
again.
B. They know 2 are on B right now, so they're okay. And with Drone continuing to apply pressure,
Ooh,
that
this
continues
is
to let them
huge.
believe it, and that's actually going to pull effys away from A. He's
Yeah.
going to go and support his teammate, but the call just came in. No, wait this out. No one has made the play yet. They have to go for this. effys can actually play spoiler, but they're so wise to it. They take the TP. They know that they have B side cleared out, and now this is going to boil down to effys just needing to play heroics to try and win this one out. But Wardell is going to be standing in his way. The Hunter's Fury is going to come through. Perhaps he gets the kill out of that, which he does. Spike is going to be planted now. This is actually an opportunity here for effys, and he needs to make this one happen. He has to. This is the game on the line here. TSM so close to winning this one out. effys, 22 HP. Desperation time here as he's just juggling what options he has to try and get back into this one. He has to make a move, but he only has 22 HP, and Drone gets 4 kills to close out that game, and he was meticulous.
My word. Drone looking phenomenal. I mean, it's amazing that you had prefaced that round with, I think Drone might be the MVP of this match, and then in that very same, the next 2 rounds, really, just phenomenal performance out of Drone.
Because you're seeing it.